Hello and welcome to Rising Stars. I'm Khurma. Of late, we've seen a lot of edtech companies feature on our show. Home learning as an idea is catching on for various reasons, at least going by the entrepreneurial interest in that space. Cuemath, of course, is another startup that gives after-school, home-based maths tutorials. Yes, if you've been weak at maths, then you're probably nodding at the potential of this. Founder and CEO of this Bangalore-based startup, Manan Khurma, is joining us from our Delhi studios today. Welcome to Rising Stars. Manan, great to have you with us. You set this up in 2013. Your product is tech-based, but it is consumed offline. You have in-person coaching. So what's the importance of this? Tell us how you thought this up.
So Cuemath offers its program to children through home-based centers. It enables individuals who are well-educated, well-qualified to set up home-based centers and deliver great math learning to neighborhood kids using the powerful Cuemath learning system. And we are building this offline model because we believe that offline is a very, very important element of learning, and offline combined with technology enabling creates the best experience for the student and the most powerful learning.
Yeah, so I get the general premise of this, but the importance of going offline, where everything is going online. Of course, there is that reversal that is happening as well. Many online businesses are going the offline route as well, but you started off with an offline culture to the entire business proposition. So what brought that on? What was the thought over there?
See, our target group is young learners, grades kindergarten to 8, and our program is designed to give them a strong math foundation. And we believe that something like that cannot be delivered through a purely online or a purely app-based distribution mechanism. We believe that the in-person presence of a teacher combined with great technology is what will lead to a very powerful learning experience for the child. And hence, we've always built our program around an offline distribution mechanism.
Right. So Manan, from what I gather, you have 3 different types of learning that you impart through Cuemath. There is school maths, there is mental aptitude, and there is creative reasoning. So are you catering to different students over here through these 3 different kind of formats that you offer? Is the idea to help them evolve from one level to another?
So I think our interpretation of math is holistic. It's broader than what is typically understood by math. We believe there are multiple facets to math, and a child should be exposed to all of them from a very young age. And we believe that every child has the potential to excel at math if exposed to it in the right way. And all the different components of our program are designed to build that strong foundation and to give kids the right direction, the right exposure, the right way to learn math. And I think the idea is to make sure whether a child is currently struggling with math or the child is already enjoying math, there's always room to go up the math ability spectrum and to do better. So the focus of our program is for all children. The coverage of our program is broader than what kids typically get exposed to in school.
And you charge about 2,000 rupees a student, from what I gather. This is 2,000 rupees per student per month, and you keep about 30% of it as commission. Do correct me if I'm wrong. I just want to understand from this, how are your revenues looking right now?
So our take rate is 40%, and the teacher ends up retaining the majority of the revenue. The average price point is between 1,800 to 2,000, depending on which city we are operating in. While I cannot talk about exact revenue numbers, what I can tell you is that we have recently hit a milestone of 20,000 students and spread across more than 2,500 centers in the country. And towards the end of this year, we'll end up between 30 to 40,000 students.
All right, so volumes are very important, but revenues are just as much. So perhaps you need to kind of give it a thought, because the moment that we don't hear those numbers coming from a startup, one scratches one's head and wonders how the business is doing. But that aside, in 2016 at least, you raised $15 million from Sequoia Capital, and before that you'd raised $4.1 million in your Series A round of funding, again from Sequoia India in 2015. And you had a seed round in 2014 as well. So I just want to understand how much you've burnt already from all that you've raised so far.
So we've always had an eye on profitability and on building the business sustainably. Our last round was 15 million with Sequoia and Google, and the round before that was about 4 million with Sequoia Capital. And we are adequately capitalized as a company, and we have a clear line to profitability over the next 1.5 to 2 years. And our entire execution model is based on building a sustainable growth path.
Yeah, so this sounds fantastic, Manan, but I need a little more color to this because that path to profitability, considering that right now, as far as 1,800 to 2,000 rupees is concerned, is one aspect of the business. How do you plan to scale this in terms of growth numbers? How is it going to add up, considering that, and we'll come to this, your expansion plans as well?
So we already have a deep presence in 6 major cities of the country, including Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Chennai. We also have presence in 80 unique cities of the country, and over the next few months to a couple of years, we plan to go deeper into these cities. But for the next year and a half, the plan is to build out the cities that we are already operating in.
How difficult is getting the right teachers, Manan, and keeping that teacher-student ratio low? I believe you're very stringent in your selection of teachers.
Yes, so we have a very stringent filtration criteria for our teachers, and once our teachers are selected, they are rigorously trained and certified. So at one level, it is of course challenging to find well-educated, well-qualified individuals who align with our philosophy on math and who can become great teachers. But on the other hand, we also have this huge talent pool of individuals out there who have left the workforce for various reasons and who are looking to take up meaningful opportunities while staying at home. So that's the demography we're going after. And I think there's no dearth of raw talent out there that can potentially join us as teacher partners.
So, yes, these are expansion plans that you've got. You've built a model right now, but would you need to tweak that, considering that you want to expand? You did mention tier 2 cities. You did mention global expansion plans is something else that I understand you're going after as well. I'm just wondering whether it's too early to do that, considering that you're far from being break-even and much further away from profitability.
So as far as our India expansion plans are concerned, the model that we're building right now will work across different cities of the country. And the idea is to expand to different cities before we take our international plunge. But the good thing about math, and especially K8 math, is that it's uniform across the world, and kids around the world learn the same kind of math. So taking our existing product and with slight tweaks to the business model will enable us to go to other countries as well. So that is something on the radar in the medium term.
Fantastic. Manan Khurma, thanks very much for joining us. That's Manan Khurma of Cuemath, looking at making maths that much more accessible and that much more fun for students. And they're looking at the K8. So at this point in time, lots of activity in the EdTech space, and there'll be plenty more entrepreneurs that we'll bring on the show in the future as well. This is Rising Stars. Thank you for joining us.